Hello everyone and welcome back to another suspiciously specific hobby-related video, and today I am going to be tackling the art of making my own roller skates. For this video, I wanted to just get my feet wet with the whole process and see how very cheaply I could get a custom pair of skates for if I put my mind to it and poked around the local thrift shops. So to that end, we will be starting with this pair of Converse High Tops Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here edition. I've had these sitting in my closet for like 10 years, not doing anything, so I think they are the ideal candidates to turn into some cool looking skates. I picked up this just old used pair of skates, the roller derby brand. They're not very good, but they have some good nylon plates, so I'm going to be borrowing those. And I also have this aluminum basket that I'm going to be harvesting the metal from, and you'll see what that's for in just a second here. But with that being said, we're pretty much good to go already for this build. Total cost, less than $20. First thing that I'm doing is taking out the insoles from my Converse. These vary by brand to brand. Generally, they are glued in, and that was the case here. They can be a pain in the butt to take out, but it's important that you do so. Onto the aluminum sheeting that I had. In retrospect, this stuff is way too thin, but I learned that from doing this. So if you're trying this for yourself, go for at least 2 millimeters. They got stuff online. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but you want to bring your perimeter outline in about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. This way, when you put your sole back into your shoe, it actually fits. If you go true to size, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Cutting out the aluminum for the insoles was definitely the most fun part. Who doesn't like some sparks? I just wound up going around the perimeter with my Dremel with a metal cutting bit on there. Burned through like 4 or 5 of them, but it got through in the end, and it was pretty painless. Next, I hit the edges with a file just to get them pretty looking. Don't want any metal splinters in my feet. Then came time for the test fit, and they fit in there swimmingly. Now it was time to disassemble my donor skates. These, I think I could have poked around a little bit more to find a better pair of skates. You'll see exactly how they let me down in the near future, but for now, I'm just harvesting the plates, and it's as simple as undoing the bolts on the bottom and then kind of sliding everything out through the shoe. Next, it was time to line up the plate onto my new sneakers, and I'm going to tell you right now, I did not do this right. I just kind of eyeballed it. I knew that measuring would be involved, but I just wanted to blow through this project, so I will link to some videos down in the description that can guide you on lining up a roller skate plate, and I'll have a follow-up in the future. But yeah, lesson learned, don't eyeball it. It's going to cause you problems. I poked a Sharpie down through the holes of the plate to mark off where I needed to drill my shoe, and keep in mind it still has that aluminum plate in there. So I went and drilled my mounting holes for the plate. They also went into and marked up the aluminum, so then I went through and I just used those markings to know where to drill on the plate. So I went and did that, put it back into the shoe, and now we had a straight hole through the metal sole and through the bottom of the shoe that allowed me to mount the plate back onto the shoe, and we were just about done. Since this donor hardware is coming from a boot with a heel in it, I needed to cut down the bolts for my flat Converse shoe. They were just too long, and no need to have them that long. And after a quick reassembly with some new cushions, this skate was ready to roll. Aesthetically, I think these things turned out pretty cool looking. I really lucked out with the color combos, and frankly, I think that orange wheels go on everything. However, all was not sunshine and rainbows, and apparently the trucks that are in the plates are nylon. You put a significant amount of weight on them, specifically a grown man amount of weight. You get a good bit of wheel bite in the side of the shoe, and we can't have that, so I had to remedy that. So I took them down to the local skating area and replaced them with some metal trucks I had from a pair of my other skates. Technically breaking the rules, but I wanted a functional pair of skates. Did the trick well enough that I was actually able to ride them around. This is where I confess to you all of the lessons that I learned throughout this project. You know about how flimsy the metal insole is, we need to make that thicker. You know that the plate underneath isn't strong enough, we need to use a better one. You know that the alignment wasn't totally correct when I mounted my plates, so they tended to swerve without me really wanting to go in any particular direction. But most importantly, and perhaps most disastrously, those Converse were really not very comfortable. So, in the end, I am happy that these shoes became cool looking and rideable roller skates, and they certainly serve their purpose, teaching me the valuable lessons about what I should and should not do when building my own skate setup. I will have a follow-up to this video where I still try to keep within a budget, but I actually go and source new parts to make my own budget park skate setup. So if you're interested in seeing that, maybe consider subscribing, hitting the bell, doing all of that stuff that lets you know when I upload a new video. And if that video is completed and uploaded, it's going to be popping up right now. If not, and in the meantime, feel free to peruse to your heart's content all of the little projects that I get into around these parts. At any rate, I have enjoyed my time here, and I thank you very much for watching. Alright, take it easy everyone. I will see you next time.